We see you. We see how challenging this season's been. We also see how strong you've been in it, adapting to new normals, caring for your loved ones in new ways, staying positive when it's hard and maintaining hope, showing generosity even when your own limits are stretched, and seeking God. As you continue to walk out 2020, we want to walk alongside you, equipping you with biblical foundations so that you prosper just as your soul prospers.
We hope the last few weeks have helped you to reframe your heart, your mind, and your soul on all that is eternal and important. A very wise Scottish minister once said this: "You are not a body that possesses a soul. You are a soul with a body." Our soul is that core, central part of who we are that will outlast this body. Today, I want to talk about a very foundational part of soul care, which is silence and solitude, taking intentional time to be alone with God regularly. This is because, especially living in Hong Kong, our greatest addiction is striving. We strive when we are young to survive. We strive for fear of slipping back. We strive to stay on top. We absorb these subliminally ever since we were kids, from the family chatter, from the ads, from our friends, from our education. Do more, do more, do more, or else. We've even made our faith a thing of striving. A wise observation from someone says that the greatest threat to our devotion to Christ is our service for Christ. What a paradox that we would allow serving God steal away from intimacy with God. Shows a massive failure of our personal soul care. And that is why we need these times of silence and solitude, to pull away from all that noise, to rid ourselves of the corrosion of soul that comes from constantly interacting with people and the world. It is in this quiet place of communion that we get back in touch with how we really feel or think about things rather than what we ought to feel and think about things. We rediscover what fills our heart. We see ourselves and our loved ones with greater clarity. And we find out once again how much we love God, and spontaneous praise and prayer rises up again. So how do we do it? I have 3 suggestions from my own struggle. First, unplug from social media. I have committed to God to unplug on my Sabbath day, to just cut the cords of addiction that fragments my soul. Second, fiercely protect your alone time with God. What I do is put away my phone whenever I have that alone time with God, because I found out having my phone next to me that keeps telling me things are happening with my friends is like inviting all my friends and family around the world to interrupt me while I'm having a heart-to-heart with God. And that is why I've taken to reading my physical Bible nowadays. Thirdly, plan to retreat regularly with God. Whether it's 2 hours or 4 hours or 6 hours or 24 hours, make it a regular practice in your rhythm of life. The psalmist said this: "Be still and know that I am God." I love the Message translation that says, "Step out of the traffic. Take a long, loving look at me." And that is what silence and solitude is. God is saying, take a long, loving look at me and see me looking back at you. And that is when we will have that deep knowingness that God accepts us just as we are. There is no need for us to strive to perform or be perfect. And that is when we realize again that God is all sufficient. We do not have to take on the burden of outcomes or making things happen. It is safely in His hands. It is in that place where our love for God and our hunger for His Word will grow naturally. It is in that place where we step into a life of worship and not just a time of worship. That's when Sabbath becomes a delight rather than a duty. This is the secret of the peace that surpasses all understanding, irregardless of circumstances. So, what are we waiting for? Do the next thing. God is waiting for you.